Forever Mad Chat, a new conversational podcast brought to you by themadgamers.com. We'll be covering gaming news, new games, and just about anything else that pops into our heads. I'm your host Sam, and this is my co-host Diz,
Yo!
aka Mike, and joining us today, Hayden.
Hello.
Hello, how are we all today, boys?
Pretty good.
Tired.
Yeah, tired.
Tired, pretty good. So everyone's feeling
Everyone's
about medium.
Motivated.
excited about life.
Motivated but tired.
Life is good, is what we're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is a great way to start.
Well, let's put it this way. It's better to be alive than dead.
Than the opposite of alive.
So even though I'm tired, I'm still happy to be alive.
Okay,
Mike,
alive.
considering you've
better-
been playing
better
games
things.
all day, you must be in a pretty good mood, surely.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, sort of, gentlemen. On the note of playing games, Mike, why don't we kick it off with the new releases this week?
Okay, cool. So notable mentions this week. We've got Dark Souls 3, Ratchet and Clank for the PS4, which should be fun. And then just a couple of DLC or updates. Fallout 4, Wasteland Workshop, and the Divisions update. So some interesting ones there.
All pretty cool
Other
stuff.
than that, not really that exciting this week.
Did you play Ratchet and Clank when you were younger?
Oh man, I still play it now on my PS Vita.
Man, I just played it on my Vita the other day. Hey, we used to play it at your house, right?
Yeah, we used to thrash that.
Nate
Oh.
Dogg used to be, I think, the one that initiated it, but
Yeah.
it was literally us. We played that for hours on end.
Yeah, well, it seemed like a kiddie game at the time, but once you got into it, it was pretty good, and then it became our game.
Hey!
and
Whoa.
Nathan never got a chance to play it again.
Put this in context. Nate Dogg, Hayden's little brother, quite a bit younger. Now, the new Ratchet and Clank is a remake, I believe, scene for scene in some parts for the original.
No,
No?
not from what I've heard. It's a remake, remaster, new game in the series.
Okay.
So it's okay. So the game is based off the movie, which is based off the original game.
Okay. Yes,
that
I have heard
makes
that
sense.
before. That's an amazing.
Yeah,
That's
so-
an amazing intro.
Yeah. So it's basically a remaster of the game, but it's actually new. If that
Yes.
makes any sense at all.
That makes the most sense in the world. That makes the most sense in the
I
world.
don't know. A guy named Mr. Matty Plays, he reviewed it. He got an early copy, and that's how he explained it. And
Okay.
makes perfect sense.
Man,
when he explains it. So go and watch his video.
I'm so down on that. I'm picking that up tomorrow. I'm going to play it this Friday. It's going to be exciting. The other big one on there, Dark Souls 3. Now, have any of you guys got into the Souls games before? Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne?
No,
No.
I didn't because it's too hard. I didn't like the whole because that's the one with permadeath, isn't it?
Yeah, if you don't...
Or not permadeath, but like very very sparse checkpoints.
Man, if you die and then you don't make it back to where you were before, literally you lose your stuff. And it's, yeah.
Yeah, I was basically kind of like, I don't want to play a game for 3 hours and die because I'm a fucking retard or something, and then have to spend the next 3 hours getting back to where I was. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's different.
dumb.
It's a different style of gameplay that we're used to. I mean, people love it. They are huge. Great reviews, great scores.
Well, I can see why they're huge because the game is actually fun to play. But yeah, it's dying and going backwards. It sucks. Like, I get angry enough when I'm fucking playing Fallout 4 and I'm
And you
building.
die.
and I
Yeah.
lose half an hour of fucking gameplay because, I don't know, the Xbox craps out or something.
Or you fall from a height and then you lose everything.
Or I
you've just
fall
done.
from a height.
Yeah, I've done that so many times.
I build in power armor now just for that reason.
Hayden, have you played
Yep.
any of the Demon Souls, any of the Souls games?
No, I haven't. They're the ones meant to be quite tricky, yeah? Is that right?
Yeah, legit. Like
Yeah.
you've got the Dark Souls was the one that was all about blocking with your shield and parrying, and
Yeah.
then the
Yeah.
Bloodborne was the most recent iteration.
Yeah.
And that one was actually pretty, like, in general, it was pretty well received. I bought it full retail, played it for an hour, and it just wasn't my thing. It was a shame because I mean I was really looking forward to it from what people were saying, you know.
Yeah, I've seen the game on the shelf, but I've never purchased it myself. But I've talked to mates that have played some of the old games, and it sounded like it wasn't my kind of game, so I just stayed clear anyway.
Well, we got it free on Xbox 360, Dark Souls 2,
Yeah,
and I played it for all of about, it was about 3 hours, and then I died.
just past
And
that
I
loading screen.
basically basically. And I got through the tutorial and then died, and then got sent back to the beginning of the game and was just like, nope, fuck this, goodbye. Goodbye the weakest link.
On that note of what we've been playing, Hayden, you been playing anything recently?
I had a little jam on Fallout this evening. After work, but I only spent 45 minutes on it.
That's not good enough.
No, but that is the kind of game that you can just get in and actually play 45 minutes. You get in, you do a couple of side quests, you start building up a settlement, things like that. You can just jump in and play it.
Yeah, well, those are kind of the games that I've been playing quite a bit of lately, I guess. Just games where I can just kind of get in there, have a quick dabble, and then get out of there. But I find that most of my time spent building things or looting or going to a mission, And then
you get distracted, right? I know.
Yeah, and then it gets to bedtime.
Fallout is a good game for that. That's for sure. Yeah.
I have been playing similar little snippets. I can jump in and out. I've been playing Lego Marvel Avengers. Have you guys played any of the Lego games?
Yeah, we've got the Jurassic Park one. It's quite good.
Oh, what's the Jurassic Park one like? Because I loved the Jurassic World, the one is it Jurassic World the one you've got?
Yeah. So
is that good?
You get to play all. Is it 4? All 4 movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it has you.
Oh, wow.
You start right from the original one, and then you work your way through all the different stories. They're obviously cut down. They're simplified a little bit, but it's quite good. It's a good 2-player game as well because you can both run around in different areas, and one can be a dinosaur, one can be a character. Get to drive around little vehicles and do little accomplishments and stuff. It's quite a good game.
I'm gonna stop you right there, everyone. I heard you say you can run around as a dinosaur.
Yeah, you can be a T-Rex, you can be a Velociraptors. You get to be Blue from the new movie.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Oh, man.
You can be a Velociraptor. I think it's not like it's in the tutorial even. You get to run around as a Velociraptor. Is that right?
Maybe. I never did the in the tutorial or the demo.
Well, no, you know what I mean. Like the fucking how it's teaching you how to do things.
Oh yeah.
I think even in the demo you can run around as a Velociraptor. It's fucking dope.
So the whole point is that you finish a story, and once you finish the story, you can go back into the free world, and you can rock around in the free world, and anything you've unlocked to that point, you get to play as. So dinosaurs, other characters, and then at certain levels and certain places, you need different dinosaurs and characters to do certain things to get unlockables.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same as Marvel Avengers. I mean, I was enjoying turning into the huge Hulk and running around. I mean, I'm going to have to get it now because I just
slightly better.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get it for being a T-Rex.
That Jurassic World one though, that's the first open world, or it's got open world parts in it. That's the first Lego one that's got open world parts, or is it the Marvel Avengers one?
I think the original Marvel one might have had that, like not Metropolis. One of them. Obviously, I have also been playing the Final Fantasy 15 demo that you streamed, Mike.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
Loved it. I missed some stuff. I don't think I'm going to go back and just, unlock all the spells and everything. They were cool. I really like, the fact that you could throw a spell and like a random, rain shower would come down and kill stuff. That was pretty sweet. But I don't think it's going to be something I'm going to go back and play. I'm really looking forward to the game now. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Really I found that as well. After I played the demo, I was like, oh, the game's going to be awesome. Yep. Only thing I don't like about the demo, or in fact, probably the game, is the camera. I mean,
you didn't like the camera?
I could probably get used to it, but if you're fighting something, for example, and it's behind you, or sorry, if you're fighting something and it's in front of you, and something comes up behind you, and then you auto turn around and attack it, your camera doesn't turn around so you can see what you're fighting.
Oh, okay.
That kind of annoyed me. That you had to manually do that. Stop actually tapping B or whatever it was to fight it and turn your camera around. So, yeah. I
mean, I'm nitpicking on that, but I really don't like Noctis's hair when he's a kid. Like, it just looks stringy and... it's just... I just... Go back and look at it and then...
Yeah, you're right. You're nitpicking.
You'll never be able to unsee it. You'll never be able to unsee it.
You got to remember this is a Japanese game.
Yes, it is. It is designed. It is designed for general audiences now, though, right? Like this one, I hear is specifically designed to step into the Western market. Still a JRPG.
Yeah, it is.
But I think it's more designed just for general use. People that haven't played a Final Fantasy game, this is designed to appeal to them. Big open world, massive monsters you can fight. Mikey, What are you playing at the moment? / streaming, because I know you've been doing a bit of streaming recently.
I haven't been recently, actually, and I should actually apologise to any of my viewers who are listening to this. I haven't been streaming lately because my XSplit is fucking out, and it's giving me issues, and I can't stream at the moment. So as soon as I get that sorted, I will be streaming again. But
You have been concentrating, though, on the new website though as well, haven't you?
I have been doing that too, yes.
That's a big thing.
Themadgamers.com, by the way. Just a little plug right there. Anyway, what I've been playing, mainly just Fallout 4 actually.
Fallout 4?
At the moment, I've been wanting to get Destiny. Sorry, not Destiny. The Division. Just because, well, I don't know. I want something else to play, and I'm not really interested in anything else. So the Division is probably
have you spent any time? Have you looked into what the Division's like?
Yes, I have. I mean, I played both betas. I played the open and the closed beta.
Of course you have.
So, and a mate of mine's got it as well. So I've seen him play it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
What was involved?
I wasn't that interested.
Michael, what was involved in the DLC that you had for Fallout today?
Oh, so we were actually going to talk about this a little later on, but it's amazing. It's if you like building, it's perfect. It's worth $7, whatever it is, New Zealand.
What is
$5
what is it though?
What is it called?
It's basically all it is stuff to build, like in your settlements and stuff. So new materials and new lights and furniture and bits and pieces and neon lights and it's also got the where you can capture animals and bits and pieces and make them fight settlers and each other and all that sort of stuff. But
I love the sound of that. That sounds so good.
Oh, that part of it I haven't actually been able to test out yet because it's harder than it sounds. You don't just catch something and then make it fight. You actually have to wait for it to be caught. So what I've done in my game at the moment is I've made an arena and I've put in a couple of traps. One is a raider trap and one is a gunner trap. And I've caught a gunner, but I haven't caught a raider yet.
Oh, so you just have to sit and wait. Is there a time span? It's a chance you're going to catch one within a certain period of time?
Yeah, the actual thing says that you get a chance to capture one while sleeping or out adventuring the wasteland.
Oh, okay.
So you'll just go back one day and it'll be there.
But they don't starve, obviously.
No. But you do get like if say for example I've got a raider in a trap, then it'll increase the chance of me getting an attack by raiders on that settlement.
Oh, that's an awesome feature because I sit around waiting for ages, jumping to different camps to get attacked because that was my favourite part about building a settlement is building defences. Do you get new defence? Do you get new defences in the latest Wasteland?
You do. You get some new traps, like spring traps. You get some spike traps that come out of the floor.
Right. You can shoot them into the air, right? Am I making that up?
Yeah. Well, if you set it up right, yeah.
Awesome.
You can, but it gives you heaps of different stuff. But what I noticed today is that it's not a lot of stuff, but it adds so much more to the game. Like. You essentially get maybe I'm gonna just generalize here, probably 30 pieces of new stuff. But what you can do with those 30 pieces makes the game just different.
They're much immersive.
It's changed the way. Yeah. Well, it's just changed the way I play the game. Even like I'm now going out with the idea of I call my settlement Fight Club, but
Awesome.
I go
Don't
out.
tell
now
anyone
and
about that,
I need
Mike.
resources.
Come on.
What?
First rule.
Shit, I should probably take down the neon sign then.
You can edit that out. Hayden, Mike, is it worth Hayden, being he's at an earlier stage? You spent 25 hours or something on it, Hayden?
I don't know, probably about that. I'm only on level 23 or something.
Is it worth Hayden getting the DLC now, this Wasteland Workshop?
I mean, to be honest, I haven't had a single base being attacked yet. And all I have is a couple of gun turrets at most things just to, well, I don't know why, just because I get told I need to do it. That's why.
I mean, you probably don't have the resources yet to actually...
If you have enough defenses, if your
right?
defense is higher than your, I think what it is, your water and your food, you don't get attacked. I'm pretty sure it's something like that, or the ratio of getting attacked is way lower.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, anyway.
Actually, I lied. I did get attacked once, but I completely neglected it. I just let it happen. That's how cruel I am.
I quite often let that happen.
They probably
I
deserved
quite
it.
often let
They
that
probably
happen.
deserved it.
Well, the thing is, what pisses me off about their game is I'll be out doing something, like doing a mission, an important mission that I'm really immersed into, and then I'll get a message. Oh, this settlement is being attacked. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I don't want to go back there. And then you're like, wait a minute, why am I even going back there? It's fortified to fuck. And then then 10 minutes later it goes, settlement, defensive settlement failed. It's like, fuck you!
Yeah, 4 raiders show up with
bitch.
pistols, and one dude with a stick.
Yeah.
and then they steal your cow.
Yeah, cow
Yeah.
and all your crops and stuff. It's like, come on, guys, what have you been doing? Are you asleep?
Pretty much. I mean, I've got 20 guys there and fucking 4 rocket launcher fucking turrets around the entrance. It's all fucking walled off, and they still get in. It's like, fuck!
A tip about the rocket launcher turrets, I stuck like 10 of them out front of my base, and some super minions showed up and attacked me. Now, the rocket launcher turrets can't shoot through another rocket launcher turret, so they all blew each other up, and then I had no defenses. It was the most ridiculous. I stood there and watched it because it was interesting, just seeing my base just lose its shit. It was the most ridiculous thing.
Well, you learnt the hard way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you got to learn. Moving into news of the week, there has been a new Gears of War trailer, a teaser trailer that's been dropped. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but I mean, I am not a huge Gears of War fan, but I'm a massive fan of Simon & Garfunkel's Sound of Silence, and there is a redone version by metal band Disturbed. Hayden, are you a Disturbed fan?
No.
Yeah,
Thanks for asking, man.
No, I vaguely remember you having a. No, I'm making it up.
No,
Anyway.
I had a CD,
It
but I mean,
wouldn't fucking surprise me though.
we've
You
all
have a
got
CD. There we go.
We all had our past guilty pleasures,
Oh, man. Anyway, Gears of War 4 teaser trailer, Sound of Silence by Disturbed, actually is awesome. Massive fan of that. There is the Doom multiplayer. Another beta is being run over this weekend from Friday 15th through to the 17th. Other news, there has been a leak. Mass Effect Andromeda. There is new footage of a jetpack and just amazing looking graphics, which I imagine are going to get tweaked and made better before it actually comes out as well. But that's something I'm super excited about because I was a huge fan of Mass Effect 3. Have you guys played any of the Mass Effects?
No.
I have. Well, I played Mass Effect, which was the one just before the last one.
3.
3.
3 was the one with the
3 was the latest, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
3 was the one with the controversial ending, where... Well, I won't say it, because people should play that before they play the new one. But yeah, there was the one that had all the dramas with the ending.
Right.
More exciting news, Titanfall 2, the game that was stranded on the Xbox that only had multiplayer. That groan didn't sound too excited.
No, not excited at all.
Titanfall,
Titanfall was a good concept, but it was a terrible game.
man, Titanfall 2, actually, I don't know anything about it yet. All we've got is another little teaser trailer, a little bit of a voiceover.
Put it to you this way. If
Yeah.
it's anything like the first one, I won't be playing it.
There is going to be a single player mode in this game, and it's available on PS4, which is a big deal.
Again, just
Okay. Oh, look, I'm actually interested in that because I wasn't able to play Titanfall, being that it wasn't on the platform that I decided to go
each
with.
to their own, I suppose.
Very, very much so.
Some of us have to take the fall for
The last
rest of us.
the last piece of news today, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I don't know how interested you are in it, but I was flicking around on IGN today, and they have a Let's Play up. They've got 21 minutes of No Man's Sky.
Ooh.
Really?
Hayden, do you know what No Man's Sky is?
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about it, but is it VR based mostly?
No, it's not. Now, I mean, that was the big prediction. Everyone thought it was going to be the launch, VR exclusive. All these exciting things. It's
Eve
not.
Valkyries is probably going to be that one.
Eve Valkyrie is going to be awesome, but I am loving No Man's Sky. I was a huge fan before actually watching this Let's Play. Procedurally generated, flying around a universe-sized map, literally the universe. discovering planets. Now, a couple of little...
Let's put it this way. This is how interested I am in the game.
Yeah.
I'm buying a PS4 specifically for this game.
Okay,
So
that's a pretty big...
So that's
yeah.
how
Pretty
interested I am.
interested then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of little features I saw today that I hadn't actually, because I haven't looked into it too much because I was really excited about it. But when I saw this this footage, I felt like I had to just sit down and watch it. They landed on this planet. Well, they were on this planet. Let me get this straight from the start. They were on this planet. He did a sonar jam, like a sonar beep, and it popped out and showed all these different things in the near vicinity. Now he walked up to a tree and it showed carbon. He got his gun out and shot it, and now that broke down into carbon, which he automatically collected to him. So
Yep.
that must be needed for
So
something.
is it an automatic looting system?
Well, it's not loot. He found this tree, shot it, got the contents from it to him automatically. I think it's probably too big to be running around shooting stuff and it falling on the ground, having to collect it. I don't know, but I like the
probably.
fact that he shot the tree, stuff came to him. Same thing. There was these spikes sticking out of the ground. He walked up to them and it showed they had plutonium in them. That, I believe, is used for mixing to make your fuel for your ship, because you have to make fuel, I believe, because it's not
Yes.
everlasting. The planet they were on, it was negative 164 degrees. Now,
Jesus.
yeah, so now his suit obviously looked after him, but it deteriorated over time.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
There are planets that are...
That's a feature I haven't heard of yet.
There is planets that are extremely hot. There are planets extremely cold. Now, I imagine there's an upgrading system where you can last longer, or you can stay indefinitely in super cold temperatures. He hadn't done this, the playthrough I was watching, so it was going down. Now it got to the point where he started losing health. He did an upgrade on his gun to fire a grenade. He shot it into the ground. And exploded the ground until he found a cave, and then his health came back because it came up to like a normal temperature again. His shields came back.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Was so cool. I am super into No Man's Sky. That's gonna be.
I'm just more into the aspect of, because you do know it's multiplayer, right?
Yeah,
because you said the other day that you were like, I'm pretty sure it's a single player game.
Well,
it's actually a multiplayer game.
I know it's multiplayer. There's other people in the universe flying around with you on the same servers. I had heard the developers speaking about it a while ago, saying it's designed to be essentially isolating. It's isolating because you are so far away.
Okay.
You will most likely... Now, this is probably unintentionally, if you don't go and search for somebody and you have the same plan to meet somewhere, because you are in literally the universe, the likelihood of you finding another person accidentally is very low.
Well, they said that if they chucked 1 million people on one planet, you probably still wouldn't see anyone. So that's massive. But apparently, also what they were saying was you get scattered around the outer ring when you first spawn in.
Okay.
So and that can be anywhere from 40 to 100 and something hours away from the center of the universe.
Okay.
Like real time. So if you were to sit in one direction, it's 100 and something odd hours that you would have to be traveling in one direction to just reach the center.
So what is this game? Are they just modeled giant planets and then just...
No, they are procedurally generated. So they have made the code that it makes a planet, randomly makes trees, randomly makes the animals on the planet. Don't know if it's actually there before you were... Huh?
Well, they said that there'd be about roughly 18 billion planets in
really?
this game.
It's the universe, essentially.
So that's 18 billion times a billion.
Wow, okay.
The scope of the game is huge, considering there's only like 20 people or 30 people or something working on it. They get a massive amount of support, I imagine, from Sony. Yeah. But yeah, the scale of it is insane, and I love
it is massive.
I love the idea of just going out and exploring and finding something. Which I'm going to bring that. I'm going to bring that back to my topic a little bit later on. But Mike, what we're going to do is we're going to move on to your topic now. What is your topic of the show? What are you bringing?
Right. So basically, what my topic is today is I want to know from you guys, if we were all stranded on a desert island, for example, and like I'm talking full naked and afraid type scenario, but you have nothing, like zero, except for your skills. What skill would you bring to help the group survive.
Now, is this something that like we have discussed before? We've gone to this island.
Okay, so basically you wake up there and you're naked and afraid and you've got nothing but your skills and you're in a group of people, which is us three for this scenario.
Yep.
What skill would you have between the group?
And the group is just us immediately right now.
Us three.
Us immediately right now.
So if you can't
that's the
build
only
tools,
thing
you're pretty
we
much fucked.
No, mate, look, there's three things you
Not
need.
necessarily.
There's three things you need for survival. There is shelter / warmth. Getting out of the nature side of things, actually creating a thing. You need water. You need food. So in theory, we need someone that can create shelter. We need someone that can hunt, and someone that can find water. Those are the three things we need.
And this is where the question gets interesting because how are you going to hunt?
Yeah. Well, you can fish.
Because I can hunt. I can hunt with a fucking
bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow stuff.
Yeah.
Because I do archery, but I have very basic skills on how to make a bow.
Okay, well the one I'm going to take is I'm
what I
going to take that one. Okay, I am going to get basic hunting. I'm going to get gathering skills. Okay, so hunter gathering.
Gathering skills.
Are
You
you
bring
actually
gathering to
good
the
at that,
table.
Gathering is my thing. Okay, I'm going to find berries and fruit and plants that we can survive on. I mean, this is how
Do
people.
you know a lot about this? No, but this is what I'm saying though. Do you know a lot about fruit? And
That's what I mean.
berries
This
and
is the
plants?
this is the
You could kill
skill.
us all.
This is the skill that I'm bringing to the table. Okay, the skill I have.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Is this an actual skill you possess?
So are we talking about skills we possess or skills
Yeah.
we need to have?
Like,
Yes.
what are your skills?
Like skills you
Like,
possess.
Oh,
obviously
my
you could
skills are wearing shoes. Like I don't know how I have got no skills to help us.
I mean, you
if
could
we're
be.
stranded on an island.
Come
your
on,
skill
you
could be
must have a skill.
Offering morale.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. I can talk people up. Okay. I can't make fire. I mean,
Really?
Oh God.
But do you think you could
now
make
you're
fire if you had to, though?
I guess if I like,
I'm sure you
if
could.
someone gave me a lighter.
Someone gave you a lighter. What if could you keep a fire going if I was to get the fire started?
I mean, I can stoke a fire, but I don't know what materials we need. Like,
Well,
what
you're the
kind of
gatherer, so you
materials.
probably got some wood, some dry wood, bit of driftwood.
Well, see, this whole gathering thing that I was going down as skills that I could acquire before we go. Like, these are the things I was planning for.
If we woke up there right now, would you have a skill that could help us survive?
I most
This is what-
certainly can. I have got a pretty decent common sense.
that helps.
That definitely helps. Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna stew on this for a second. I'm gonna let you guys take this. Hayden,
Okay.
have you got a skill that would? I know you've got a structural engineering background, so you've
Yeah.
probably got a better idea of how to create some form of makeshift shelter until we could generate.
That's what I was thinking.
Better.
Yeah. Well, I kind of thought maybe I guess engineering minded, you're probably going to have a bit of a ingenuity. So I mean,
Yep.
even though you might not possess the certain skills to do something, I'm sure that a bit of common sense, a bit of ingenuity to be able to figure something out. So I mean, you might not have an axe, but you might find a way to break down a tree.
Yeah.
Whether that's
Find a
using.
fallen tree.
I mean, you could learn how to weave, make rope. You could use that to assist in pulling trees down. You could break rocks to make sharp edges and get a bit primal on it, and
100%.
Well, see, this is
100%.
what I was going to bring to the
100%.
table. Actually, is I'm pretty good at making tools.
yeah. So
I'm pretty.
so Mike can make the
so-
tools, and I can find ways to put them to use.
Okay. And I'm a
So
hunter-gatherer.
that's what you're bringing to yeah, hunter-gatherer. You'll kill us after the first day by giving us poisonous berries.
So it sounds like we're pretty good, except for the fact that well, I guess I can fish.
Yeah, I mean, you can fish with your hands. Like there are things we'd have to find. None of us have got practical skills at catching live animals. We've got
No.
a basic understanding
Hey,
of
wait! Speak for your fucking self. I do.
what you're gonna go and catch a rabbit.
Pikachu.
Yeah,
I've got skills at doing that.
Mate,
I've done it plenty of times.
I guess you find a rabbit hole, you wait for it to go in there, and then you trap it, and then you just dig out, and then you
Well,
get it.
yeah.
You whack it with a stick.
So making tools, does that count as making
Lots
22?
of different ways. No. Well, how the fuck am I going to get steel?
Okay, now
Engineer.
let's take this back. Let's take this back. Have we woken up on an island? Have we woken up in New Zealand where we have flax so we can like weave stuff? We don't have any clothes on.
Okay, see, I was just sort of thinking a generic island that kind of has everything that you would know
Okay, so this, so
what to use.
okay,
If you know what I mean?
so we could find stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can
Yeah.
you break down flax, you get it to its fibers, you weave it together, then you find a stick and you can crack a rock and put it in there, and you make a makeshift axe. It's a weapon. It's used for
Basically,
chopping down stuff.
what I'm asking is, have you watched much Bear Grylls or Naked and Afraid or those kind of TV shows to work out how to, like, for example, get clean water?
Oh,
Nah, man.
yeah, probably.
How do you get clean water then?
If you're on a desert
Without a fire. Without a fire,
without a fire,
making this even harder.
you can collect condensation.
100% you can collect condensation.
So if you
gotta
can find some plastic rubbish that's lying around the beach, you can use that and get the sun to build up the moisture from plants underneath it and capture the moisture.
100%. You find water sources.
You can use moss.
Like we're talking idyllic island. There is going to be a high point
Yeah.
where you're going to get, where your rain clouds form against, things like that. So there's going to
you're gonna get a spring or something like
You're going to get a lot of
There's
rain
gonna be-
anyway in a tropical island, I'm guessing.
yeah. And this is idyllic situations again. So yeah, there's gonna be high points. There's gonna be streams. There's gonna be rivers.
So it sounds to me like, Sam,
Yeah.
what you're bringing to the table is just sort of more common sense and sort of leadership, by the sounds of it.
Leadership. Where did you get the leadership from on that?
Well, because he's the way he talks, the way he turns around and he goes, we've got this, we've got that, we're going to have an idyllic situation. So he's thinking of steps that we could take, sort of thing, to turn around and he's breaking things down into easier subjects. You know what I mean? So that's ideal leader quality, right?
Oh, yeah, good.
The other thing is that-
project management skill.
We don't want to
project
have
management and all that sort of stuff.
we don't want to have infighting. We've got 3 naked men living on an island. It could end really badly.
And one axe.
One axe. Okay, so here we go
It's
again.
one axe.
We make-
3 men.
Oh yuck! It sounds like a. Anyway, but you do it. You bring a couple of really, really critical points to mind. Even just, bringing this topic up, I am severely lacking in just general. I live in a major city. I got a supermarket there. I got running water in my shower. I've got power at the switch. It's
I'm disappointed in you.
No. But you're pointing out things that I take for granted, and a lot of people do. You chuck somebody in the wilderness, and they're not going to survive. You take any person from any just generic.
That is a
person.
good point, actually. But that's actually, you make a really good point, because if you did chuck 99% of most human beings
Yeah.
that live in cities and all that sort of stuff, well, actually, 99% is probably a bit harsh. Probably, we'll say 80% of the population
That live in major
of the
cities.
world.
Yeah.
or that live in major cities. If you chuck them out in the bush, most of them would be fucked.
Yeah, because we are specifically that demographic. There is a large percentage of the world that doesn't have the luxuries that we have, and literally.
I could go out there and fend for myself, and work well in a team to provide for a group of people. But there'd be a point where I'd be like, oh, fuck, I want to play Xbox.
Man, I'd love that
You know what I mean?
PlayStation, the ergonomic PlayStation controller right now, so I could jump in and have a jam. No, I know.
Yeah.
Mate, I 100% agree with you. It's a very interesting topic, and I will actually endeavour to look a little bit more into
joining the Boy Scouts.
myself. I say that, it's definitely not going to happen.
Actually, the skill I was actually going to bring to the table.
Yes, this is important because this is
first day.
this is your question. What is your skill that you're going to bring to the table?
Well, I was gonna say, I've got first aid and I've got basic first aid skills, and so that's something about myself that I've got that would work in a survival situation, and that's what the whole point of the question was: is to look about yourself and find the positives and find out what you're good at and what you can do and what you can't, not what you can't do.
Great.
On that same line of thing, that's awesome. On that same line of thing, it does point out a clear issue that we've got living in the city, that we don't have the skills to survive if we're dropped into a theoretical, idyllic situation where we should be able to survive.
Okay, I'll change the question then.
Okay.
Do you have a skill?
Do you have a skill?
that can allow
At
you
all.
Do you have a skill at all? Full stop.
Like we were talking about earlier,
Don't
I
answer.
could, I
You don't
could,
have to answer
I
that.
can breathe really, really well. Like yes, I do. Man, like, we would survive. We would make it work. We would find where we have our flaws and we can work on it. We would get together and we'd have a meeting and we would, like, how can we make this happen? How can we make this happen?
Yeah,
Um,
improvising I think would be a pretty good tool to have. I think more than anything, being able to
Of course.
improvise with what you've got.
Of course. There's the if you dig typically, what is it? You dig 2 meters underground and it stays the same temperature all the time. Is that right? Anywhere around the
Something like
world,
that,
if you
yeah.
reach like proper ground level and you dig underground, it stays a
I
certain.
think it's a certain type of soil that if you get to that, it stays the same temperature. I'm not actually 100% sure.
Yeah,
Look, it depends how-
I don't know about 2 meters though. You see,
I
some
just
of-
threw
Yeah, I
out a
don't know
number.
about 2 meters.
It's if look we could dig a hole. You support it. You know, you get a basic idea of what you need to support it. Obviously, if that fails, then we all die a horrible death underground.
Actually, digging a hole, I never even thought about that for a survival sort of situation. Digging a hole and covering the hole rather than making a shelter on top of it. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah, I mean
You
you.
really look into that, whether that's a viable idea.
Yeah, I mean you find natural landscape. You can find caves. Obviously, you got to clear them out and make sure there's no remnants of like a bear,
birds.
a burr,
The burr.
a burr,
Birds.
one of those wild
The birds.
black burr. No, you obviously make sure there's
Pirates.
no pirates even.
No
Yeah,
pirates.
no pirates. That's another one. No robots. No evil robots. Make sure there's no evil robots around.
No robots?
Evil
Are you
robots.
sure?
Make sure there's no evil robots around. Yeah, because I mean, like caves are perfect. They're natural formations. They're strong. They've been that way for however long they've been there. You know, typically that's eroded away, correct, from natural water lines. How are caves typically formed? Is that something I'd like to know?
Just
I think it's water corrosion. Yeah,
yeah, I think he's right. Erosion.
Erosion.
erosion, corrosion, erosion. One of the two.
I mean, obviously, no matter what you do, when you make sure it's structurally sound. But yeah, I mean, once you've got a place to set up, we'd need to find a source of water. Like when we were spoken about before, and we need to find a source of food.
Again, I think your skill would just be leadership, and that's
He's
good.
just
man.
going to sit on the beach bossing us around when we're trying to catch fish.
What I'm seeing
No,
is I'm
you
seeing.
need a leader. You need a leader. That's the thing, though, and that's what you laugh, but you need a leader. If no one is in charge, then you're all running around aimlessly trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if no one's delegating things, like, you go get water, you go get food, then, I might be trying to get food while you're trying to get food, and then we end up with no water, you know what I mean? So you need a leader. And I think Sam would probably be that leader in this group of three.
Sounds good.
Okay, well look, we'd give it a go. If it didn't work, we'd find out pretty quickly.
you get
You'd be
you
dead.
get voted off the island.
Voted off living. Yeah.
So I think the conclusion to this is that I'm pretty good at keeping us alive if we get hurt.
Yep.
Sam is good at delegating and being a leader, and Hayden can build us a kick-ass shelter.
I love it. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be.
We're gonna be fine.
We are gonna be okay.
I mean, we're gonna be cold because we have no fire, and we're gonna be hungry because we have no food, and we're gonna be thirsty because we don't have water. But still, we'll be fine.
We have shelter, and Hayden, your
And Hayden-
your
So
shelter.
what? He builds us a shelter, then we eat him.
I wouldn't be worth
Now,
it.
don't rule out cannibalism, and you would be the one to choose. I think, Mikey. There's more of you.
Yeah.
There's more portions.
Good. Okay. Cool.
Hayden, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to bring your topic now. What have you got for us?
So I was talking to a guy at work today about the new health and safety reforms that's come into our country at the moment, and he started to explain to me about his kids at school and how he was saying that they're not allowed to climb trees anymore. They don't have the same kind of play equipment that we would have had as kids and he would have had as kids. And I was talking to my flatmate, who's actually a teacher as well, and asking if this had any effect on their school. And she was saying also that because now the teachers are liable, that if they go out.
Really?
Yeah, so almost everyone becomes almost liable if some kind of injury happens. So if she's out on a school trip, and a kid gets injured, she can get fined $10,000 for that. So what that's kind of implying is that you're going to find a lot of teachers might not even start doing trips anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So imagine that. So I mean, like you think back to your school years. What the best parts about it was the playground when you're a kid. Like that triple decker fort with the big fireman pole was a pretty good thing to have.
And
that massive timber thing. That was. I mean, I fell down off that, but you learnt pretty quickly that if you fall from 2 stories, you get hurt.
It's gonna fucking hurt.
Exactly. And I mean, and the field trips. The field trips used to have the big camps. Used to have anything, bike trips and that. But with some of these health and safety things, though, I think it's just getting a little bit over the top. But what do you guys think? Do you think that your kids, would you like to bubble wrap them, or would you rather let them learn from their mistakes?
Well, no, fuck no. Not with kids. No. See, I have 2 different very opposing thoughts on health and safety in general. Like in the workplace, for sure, it's a must. Like if you get hurt during work hours and hurt to the point where you can't work anymore, that's going to affect every aspect of your life. So
yeah, for sure,
you need health and safety at workplace. And I don't think health and safety in the workplace is necessarily to be a prick and going overboard. It's more the fact to keep you safe and keep you at work and keep you earning a living and
it's prevention,
and
isn't it, Mark?
It's
prevention.
Yeah, exactly. It's prevention. Exactly.
So what about when it gets to kids in play though? That's what I'm kind of thinking. Like your kids, for instance.
Yeah, and this is where I get the complete opposite. Kids are gonna be kids and they're gonna get hurt. You can't be with them 24/7 of the year. You know what I mean? The 364 days of the year.
That makes more sense.
It's just not possible. Sorry, I muddle my words up sometimes, but it's just not possible. You can't. Like for example, I've got my youngest son. God damn it, he is a cute motherfucker, but Jesus, he's a clumsy motherfucker as well.
You're dumb.
See, this is the thing. We every now and again we'll send them to their aunties or their uncle's place to play with their kids or whatever. 90% of the time when we leave him somewhere, he ends up getting hurt in some way or another. because he's clumsy. He falls off things. He can't walk properly because he's a muppet. I love him to bits.
He's the coolest little dude, right?
Oh my god. He needs to learn to put one foot in front of the other, and then vice versa. You know what I mean? Like that's how walking works. He doesn't quite get that. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, even him, he hurts himself all the time. But that's how you learn. Like if you turn around and had a kid who put, I don't know, a fucking pencil in his ear. Like, if he gets it far enough in there, it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna hurt before it damages anything. Unless you're a fucking moron and keep pushing, you're gonna learn from that. You're gonna go, okay, pencils don't go in ears, and that. But if a mother turns around and goes, oh no, you don't put a pencil in your ear, the kid's gonna go. Just their way their brain works is no, fuck you. I'm gonna put it in my ear. I'm just going to put it in my ear when you're not watching. So, in actual fact, if you turn around and you don't say anything, then you'll watch them and you'll be able to go, okay, it's going to start hurting in a second and he's going to learn. And if he keeps going, then you can step in. And then something else is wrong. But, you know what I mean? Like, so you can at least get them to that point where they're going to learn. Whereas if you don't allow them to get to that point to learn, then they're not going to learn.
You bring some very... that's amazing. But what catches my... just flips the switch for me there. Like, at what point, like, say if your kid's going to walk in front of a car on the highway, do you just let it do that and it was going to learn?
Well, no. Obviously, you as the adult have to be proactive and that sort of thing. Like, you can't... You got to keep them out of danger. But... And see, this is where smacking comes is a big thing for me. Like, I'm not huge on smacking. I don't like to smack my kids. But if they put themselves in danger, then there needs to be, and instead of them getting hit by the car as the consequence, they need to understand that there is a consequence for doing that action. So the way that a kid's brain works is that if I step out on the road and not look, I'm going to get hurt either by getting hit by a car or being smacked. Do you know what I mean? That's the way a kid's brain is wired. So you know, that the whole anti-smacking thing, really, I'm half and half. Like, I don't like to do it, but sometimes it's needed.
I don't have children, so I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't see myself hitting a kid because you are hitting someone, and
Well, you don't hit
let me
them.
just
You
let me just
smack
let me
them.
just finish.
Yeah.
Like you're hitting someone.
Okay.
If that ingrains in your child's mind that hitting someone is okay, if it's teaching them a lesson, would it potentially down the track, I'm not saying it does, would that potentially say, look, that, person, didn't stop at that traffic light, pull up next to them, get out, punch them in the head, teach them a lesson, for, running that red light, just for an example. I mean, I know that's not how it works, but just on the smacking thing, is it alright to hit another person?
No, see, it's not an exact science, and this is the thing. Like, you've got to use some common sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, for example, my kids are now 8 and 9.
Yeah.
It's useless me smacking them now because if they haven't learnt by now, then there's no fucking point. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about kids who are pre 5 years old.
Yeah. No.
When you say hit, it's not a hit. It's a tap. Now see, this is the thing where people get confused.
Yeah. It's not violence.
People that are hitting their kids the people that are hitting their kids and actually inflicting pain are wrong. The people that are smacking their kids and sort of more tapping them to give them a fright, that's what a smack is for them. You know what I mean?
Give them a fright.
Well, no, that's
you know what I
that's
mean.
a big thing. No, I completely understand where you're coming from. 100%. You give something. If you're frightened of something, by
you're not going to do
human nature, if you're scared of it, you're going to stay away from it.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's a teaching tool. It's not, but the people who are turning around and like smacking to hurt, that's wrong, and that's why I say, I'm half and half on the smacking thing. Like, you can't smack your kids to hurt them. That's not what it should be about. It should be about teaching them the lesson that if you do this, this is going to have a repercussion, and the repercussion may be that you get scared of that. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? It's teaching, not hurting.
So, hey, what are your thoughts on teaching a kid a lesson?
I don't know, but other than like kind of getting a little bit off topic, perhaps, what I was going to ask Michael is just kind of segueing back to the actual topic, other than your little rant on smacking children.
Well, yeah.
What I was trying to imply with the question and the topic today was more about playground kind of behaviour. So not when you're there to supervise your child, but when they're just out doing what they do best, playing in the playground. So when you were at school, without your parents there to see what you were doing,
I don't think we should pad the fucking world. I mean, as I say, kids are going to get hurt. So, and the best way to learn about what hurts is to have a situation where you can get hurt safely. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I mean,
like the parks today, right? There's some parks out there that are, have that kind of rubbery mat on the ground that's kind of spongy. That does the same job as bark, which is what we used to have. So I think what people are trying to do is make what we had a more safer and less prickly version. You know what I mean? Like they've kind of done what you said.
Despite the fact that we had like three-story forts that you could jump from the top of.
Yeah, but we've still got 3-story forts here in New Zealand still now.
Do we?
They're made out of plastic rather than wood.
But you can't jump off the top though, can you?
Well, you could if you really wanted to. There's ways of getting through those bars, man.
run fast enough, you're gonna get through it one way or another.
Well, I mean, but the thing is though, yeah, I completely agree. Like, we shouldn't be patting our children if they're gonna fall. Like, for example, Sam, you fell out of that 3-story floor at school, didn't you? Like, probably a couple of times.
Yep.
I know I fell out of it a couple of times, and I'm still standing perfectly fine today, and walking around like a normal human being. I don't have any broken bones that have, never healed or anything like that. So what the fuck's the issue now?
I mean, we are the ones
changed?
that came off well, though, right? There are a lot of cases where children fell
Agreed.
from from a first floor, from a second floor, and don't come
Yeah.
out on top.
I agree. And this is where I'm kind of like, I'm kind of on the fence of like, kids are going to get hurt regardless.
Let's take this another way. So, Mike, are you concerned about your kids when they go to school of getting hurt right now with the way the things are?
Oh, shit, no. There's nothing for them to hurt themselves on.
Is it a bad thing?
Yes,
To get-
it is a bad
That
thing.
they are, in theory, they are not going to get hurt at school.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not wishing my kids to go to school and get hurt.
Oh man, no, I didn't mean it like that. But like, is the idea of your kids not getting hurt at school? Is it a bad thing? Like,
Or
not getting hurt?
not having the risk at least.
Yeah. So you take
It's
a,
not it's not a bad thing in my eyes because they just come home and climb a tree out in the backyard.
yeah. So you take
Instead of doing it at school, they do it at home.
so yeah, take away
Which
that
is
lesson.
okay.
Take away that lesson thing of them. They're not going to learn. Cool. That makes sense. But they can learn other ways. They can read that in a book, like you say.
Yeah. Well,
It
it
is
doesn't quite go in as doing it firsthand, but yeah.
safer.
And the only reason I say
it's
that,
safer.
yeah, but the only reason I say that is because it's one thing I've actually learned throughout my life.
Yeah.
Is that, and it's something I was taught when I was a very young age. What's the saying? It's believe half of what you hear. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you read, and all of what you see.
Okay.
Does that make sense in this situation?
Yeah.
So, if you do something and it hurts, you can fucking believe it because you were there to witness it, you saw it, it fucking hurt, you felt it. If someone told you that jumping off that would hurt, you have no actual idea until you do it yourself. This is what I'm trying to get at, is that unless you do it yourself, you actually have no idea. You're only going on essentially hearsay.
I don't have children. Hayden doesn't have children. I would prefer my kids didn't get hurt.
So would I.
I want them to eat dirt.
That's
I
what
want
I'm-
them to learn.
Don't get me wrong,
like
I don't want them to get hurt.
yeah,
But they're going to. It's an inevitable fact.
yeah,
Unless I bubble wrap them, like Hayden said, they're going to get hurt.
yeah.
And I'm not going to bubble wrap them because they're going to learn nothing from it. Because they'll eventually have to take that bubble wrap off and go get in a uniform and go to work one day, and they're going to fall over and hurt themselves and go, "What the fuck?"
Not of a third, not of a
what I'm trying
third
to
story building though. They're not going to go to work.
But they might though, if they were bubble wrapped their whole life. And this is a new question that you could ask: if you were bubble wrapped for your whole life, and you could literally do just about anything, or whole life up until the age of maybe 20, and you could do just about anything, jump off a 3-story building and you just bounce, or land softly or whatever. When you hit the age of 21 and you had to take that off, what happens then?
Well, you
haven't learnt that it's going
Are
to
you-
fucking hurt when you jump off that 3-story building.
Are you aware though that if you the bubble wrap is now off, and if you jump off, you are going to die? Are you aware of that?
Someone may have told you, but how are you going to believe that?
Well, because if you jump off the
You
third
don't
story,
know because you've jumped. No, but you've jumped off when you were age of 10 and were perfectly fine.
It's called
So what the fuck is this?
man, it's
question?
called learning. You don't like only learn stuff if you do it. You get told stuff since you were young, and that's how you learn. You don't just magically learn how to speak a language. You have to be shown it.
Yeah, but learning by doing is the most effective way
For some kids,
of learning. Well, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. For some kids, well, most kids,
this is
in my opinion.
no, it's fine. Like there's all these studies that are coming out now, with all these different ways of learning and repetition, physically doing it, watching someone else doing it, teaching somebody else how to do it. You actually absorb it and you memorize it better than sometimes you doing it yourself. There are all these different ways of doing stuff. So and these are all coming out. Like when we were kids.
But this is the thing, though. You say teaching someone else. How are you going to? teach me that it hurts if you've never done it yourself? How are you going to teach me what that pain would be if you've never done it yourself?
It's almost irrelevant. It's like, okay,
It's not though.
you've got this. You've never jumped in front of a car going 100 kilometers an hour. You've told if you jump in front of that car,
Not on purpose.
if you jump in front of that car, you're going to die. And you
Yeah.
go, okay, that makes sense. You don't have to do that to understand that if you jump in front of that car, you're going to die. You're told that, and that's, for most people,
Yeah, but it's that
obvious.
It's that scared element. Like I've known of people that have turned around, and these are fucking idiots, by the way, that have been told, don't jump in front of that car because it'll hurt, and they've gone, really? I'll test that out for myself. And they've jumped in front of that car and died. Now, we can't ask that person, did you learn from that? Because clearly they fucking didn't. But what I'm trying to say is that, and I get where you're coming from, and I get that there's other ways of doing it. I guess I'm probably just a little bit more old school, because that's what worked for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying what I do is right, but my opinion on the matter is the fact that if the best way to teach someone that something is going to hurt is by them finding out that it's going to hurt in a controlled manner. So not that they're going to die, but that it's controlled enough that they go, oh yeah, no, you're right, that does hurt. But, I'll live. And it didn't break any bones. That's what I'm trying to get at, is that teaching kids that that's what pain is. Do you want that pain? No, you don't? Okay, well then don't do that. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I was going with the smacking thing.
Hayden, what are your thoughts? Have you actually put some serious thought into how it's affecting children nowadays, being more bubble wrapped than what we were?
Have I put serious thought into it? No.
No.
I was just kind of thinking. I don't know. I just feel like it seems a bit of a shame to deprive kids of, I guess, playground privileges that we had ourselves when we were younger. But I must admit, I wouldn't really want my kids running around on a 3-story fort that you could jump off the top of. I think that was a bit over the top. But just even
I agree there needs to be a line.
Even just the ability to climb a tree at a school. I mean, come on, that's
Yeah.
I mean, tree.
Well, actually, what we had was good though, because remember that big fuck off massive tree that we had in the middle of the playground, but you had the white lines where you weren't allowed to go past.
Yeah, you could climb to a certain point, but that was a big tree. That was a tree that you could climb.
Oh, yeah.
20, 30 meters high.
But that's what I'm saying is that's the kind of boundaries that you need to set, and that's why I was saying there needs to be a line. So, you can climb that tree, but only to the certain point. Otherwise, you could fall out of it at that height and not hurt yourself. But if you fall out of it any higher, you'll hurt yourself probably.
So the line is just lower. The line is just lower now.
Well, the line is non-existent now. The line is don't go. There needs to be an in between.
Yeah, I just don't think that kids should be bubble wrapped to the point where they can't climb a tree and they can't do what they feel like they could do. I mean, if you put things like forts in front of them, that's an instrument to hurt themselves. But give them free range, I mean, I don't know. Just it seems a bit these days it can begin a bit far fetched with the amount of bubble wrapping that can be going on. I mean, I've even heard that there's schools down here out in the country where people from in town are taking their kids out to these out of town schools just to avoid the bubble wrap that kind of goes on in the inner city schools.
Yeah. So you're sort of on the sort of more wavelength of make the line lower, not get rid of it completely as well.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
The problem with where the schools are at is who gets to decide where that line is. I mean, they've passed, like Hayden was saying before, they've passed all liability to the person that's standing there trying to look after 30 kids. They get rid of that line. They don't have to worry about that, any of those kids falling out of that tree. Now they've got a better field of vision on exactly what's going on. Are kids monitored?
That's an issue.
Are kids
that's punishing someone for something that shouldn't be their mistake.
But they are also liable. You're putting your kids into these people's hands. If they let them climb up a 50-meter tree and they fall out and they died, some liability should be on that teacher, that person that's looking after.
Oh no, of course. Yeah. But if you turn around and you go, hey, here's 30 fucking kids, they're all screaming and running around you, running rings around you. You cannot expect that person to do 100% job on that. Like, everyone's human. Like, and I don't think it's fair turning around going, oh, you fucked up because you let that kid climb a tree when you're not allowed to, so here's $10,000 fine.
Yeah.
That kid might be still all right. Like, that kid might have just got up that tree, someone's seen it, and then boom, there's a $10,000 fine. That's not fair.
Well, look, let's just leave this as kids will be kids. They're going to find a way to hurt themselves anyway.
Yeah.
What we're going to do, we're going to bring it up to my topic now. Now, most people, I imagine, are going to be able to answer this question off the bat as just an outright no. Would you? Yeah. My question: would you go to Mars on a one-way trip?
No.
No.
You're right.
No. Okay, Hayden, would you go on a one-way trip to Mars?
No.
No, you wouldn't even consider it.
No, I mean, there wouldn't be much going on there for you. I mean, it'd be like being locked in a room for the next 50 years of your life.
Pretty much.
And you can't go outside and do anything because you're just going to be running around in bloody dirt the whole time. You have some pretty good space rovers though. That'd be quite good fun, and there wouldn't be many people around, so you could just do what you like.
Yeah, but you could do that. You could do that on Earth.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let me put some parameters on it. So you don't have to worry about obviously the exorbitant amount of time it's going to take to get to Mars. You don't have to worry about that years and years of travel. Okay, so you're just there.
Yeah.
Now it takes instant transmission. Dragon Ball Z, you just are there. Now you get to take one. You get to take one person with you, so you're not solitary.
It's over 9,000.
It's over 9,000. Now the other big thing is you are the first person to ever colonize another planet in the name of Earth. You get, I mean, they there's memorials. They name a certain part of like a certain part of the planet, or you get like a certain district named after you.
The fucking whole planet.
You can claim the planet. Yeah, let's just say you can claim the planet. Now you don't have to worry about food supplies. It's safe. Would you consider it for the grandeur that would be you were the first person to live on Mars? You have. It's the biggest accomplishment people have ever made. You would still not consider it?
Nope.
I
don't
think so, to be honest. I mean, I just feel like,
I'd get sick of that person very quickly, first of all.
Yeah,
and I don't really need recognition.
Yeah, I guess I'm happy with my life not being that amazing to the point where I'd rather just chill out here on Earth where the oxygen's pretty good and there's a few more people to talk to.
Now it's obviously
then not see a statue that I've never seen.
Now it's considered like exploration is like the biggest thing humans have done. They've gone out, they colonized the planet, and if there wasn't those people, maybe you're not those people.
No.
It's a huge step.
If we were forced to go, it's a different question.
I'd like to go look at Mount Everest, but I don't want to go climb it. Put it that way.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I couldn't have said it any better myself.
That was perfect. What about you, Sam? Are you the kind of person that wants to go to Mars for the rest of your life?
I don't want to just go, but if the option was there and it was for the greater good, yes, I mean I would go. I think if you had if you didn't have the issues with safety and you didn't have the issues with where you're going to get your food from, where you're going to get your water from, it would be humbling to be part of something bigger than, because this obviously would be the start. There wouldn't just be one person sent there and that's it. It's the start of the biggest thing we have ever done.
But you would still do it, even if you only had one person to talk to and one person to hang out with, whether that be your wife or probably not your wife. You wouldn't want her nagging at you the whole time. Your best friend or whatever it be. You'd still want to go and do it.
I think the fact that you are doing something that hasn't been done, you're
a much better person than me then, because there's no fucking way I could do it. If someone turned around to me and was like, you will be the most famous person in the world and you will be doing humanity a great deed, I'd be like, fuck you, go find someone else.
I love that. Fuck you, go find something else. It's
you do realise that when Fallout 5 comes out, if it ever comes out, you have to wait 5 years.
Yeah, you won't be able to have that.
You have to wait 5
Well, no,
years for this
see-
game to show up.
There is not. I mean, say you have, you got your food, your water, you got your power. You've got obvious necessities like you got a PS4. Now, you
I know that's an obvious necessity.
well, we're not just dropped on an island, Mike, with all the naked. They're flying you there in some of the most obviously sophisticated things that we've
And
ever
Michael, you
created.
don't have cafes, restaurants, movie theaters you can go to. So you're gonna do something with all your spare time you're gonna have all day.
Yeah. So there's obviously things you've got to
of
have
course.
with you. I mean, you're going to have to. I imagine they'll do experiments on you. Robots do experiments on you. Interesting. Maybe you'd have to get fit and run on Mars to find out what the conditions are like for other humans. I mean, it's a big the test subject side of things.
I don't know. I still don't think I could tell. Like, the thing is, if I was forced to go there, I would need a lot of shit to go with me. Like, I would need every comfort of home, and I'd need, like, a fucking internet connection to be able to fucking ring home. I'd need to be able to, have contact with this Earth still.
Like, if you were forced to go, they wouldn't give you the option. So, do you want to take everything with you? Because you have to go. I imagine it'd be more like, okay, you're going.
Yeah, but I know, I get that, but what I'm saying is, it's just like, if someone was to turn around and be like, okay, you've got to go, what do you want to take with me? I'd be like, fucking everything, bitch!
So,
Fucking pack my house up and take it with me.
is it,
Like,
if somebody approached you and said you want to do the most exciting adventure anybody has ever done, there's no risk involved, you will, it's something beyond what you can imagine. You wouldn't for a second go, it could be exciting, it could be something.
no,
No,
I wouldn't.
no.
No, there's no way. Because I'll put it to you this way.
Yeah.
If someone was to turn around to you and go, okay, we're going to send you to Mars.
Yep.
You're all psyched to go. Awesome. Cool. And then you go, hey, wait a minute. Deadpool 2's coming out next week. I want to see that. Am I going, oh, no. We'll have to send you a DVD. It'll take you, it'll take 4 years, 5 years, whatever to get there. And you're only going to get a videotape quality DVD. Would you still go?
You're keeping the idea of what little menial. I mean, I love PlayStation, but going to Mars is a completely different kettle of fish to playing a game or watching a movie.
I don't care. I want the luxuries of being able to go down the shop and get a game when I fucking want it. That's what I'm saying.
Don't you think, Sam, that you'd get bored after several months of being in this small room that's probably the size of an average size house?
Now,
Even if it was a big house,
we didn't
like
put
my
any
house.
parameters. So like the whole planet is a shopping mall. It's
If it was like the shopping mall or like I don't know, some kind of movie that has a whole like half the planet. What was the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it that goes to Mars and he's on there? Is that Mars he's on? Total
it is
Recall?
called Total Recall. Yeah, and they redid it with Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Whatever his name
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it wasn't as good. And the three boob chick was in it, which is important.
The most important thing, actually.
It was huge.
See, this is the thing. I'd go to Mars if it was already colonized and there was like shops, everything, all the comforts of home. I would then go. I'd go then when it's already fucking
There's
done.
stuff to, if there's stuff
I'm not
to do
the first person there.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, there's shitloads of people up there. I could go down the shops up there. I could fucking, go out for a stroll in my spacesuit and fucking. Oh yep, no, I'm gonna go to fucking EB Games. Then I'd go.
So you just want to be on Earth.
You know what I mean?
What are your thoughts on these people?
Yeah, exactly.
What are your thoughts on these people that have put their hands up to say, look, we'll go to Mars if this all works out and it's actually true, and these people actually get sent off in shuttles and go.
Good on them.
Good on them.
Good on them.
See you later.
But it's not for me. Yeah.
Like, do you see
Send me
what they're
send me
doing?
a postcard.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll fucking look at the picture on the back of the phone. It's good
I think what
enough
they're doing is quite a big thing for the human race. Yeah, I do think so.
Yeah,
but
Oh,
I'm just
they're looking
it's
agree.
past
Agree.
themselves, which is a big thing.
but I'm not going to do it.
Selflessness is not everyone has they see the benefit in going. They are potentially, if it all works out, aiding mankind, yes, they'll get notoriety for it for forever if everything works
Right.
out. Like it's a big deal.
I thought the majority of people that were going were just kind of nobodies.
No, I believe the people, if it's even true, because I've heard rumblings that it's not even a real thing, it's fake. But these
But
people,
don't these people get to come back as well?
No,
no, they go.
Oh, they don't get
it's
to
a
come back.
one-way trip.
They live there
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Fuck that. No, there's no way. There's no fucking way. I don't care. I get to get all the fucking praise in the world. Fuck that.
Is this partially because you have a family, you have a life here, mate?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah,
That's the whole reason why.
yeah.
I mean, if I was literally a no one and I knew no one and I was a loner, and was completely up, then yeah, maybe, because I'm used to that. But yeah, I want to be able to see my kids every day. I want to be able to, have sex with my wife, for fuck's sakes, whenever the fuck I want to.
With her consent. Yeah, it's important.
With her consent, of course.
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to go for a walk in the sunshine, breathing relatively fresh air. I'd like to climb a tree and fall out of it like my children do. You know what I mean?
No, man, look,
I'd like to.
No, I 100%. Like, there is obviously no way that they're going to select one of us three. We are incredibly
Of course not. I'm going to fucking deny it.
incredibly underqualified. I just thought it was interesting to get another point of view, because I mean I would be humbled to go. I would probably not go because I like having my feet on the ground. But it's interesting to hear that you guys are so against it, and eventually I imagine the plan is that it'll just be like getting in a plane. You get in the plane and you go, and it's not a big deal.
Except, unlike most holidays, the destination is a lot more terrible than when you left.
Oh, a lot terrible. More terrible.
I'm just having a look at the accommodation that they're meant to be staying in, if this is all true.
Yeah, 50 meters squared
Yeah, per person.
per person. That's fucking huge.
Well, not really. Not considering that's what you get for the rest of your life.
Is it squared or is it squared or cubed?
That's
50 meters.
But I'm
that's
assuming-
squared.
No, squared.
Okay, floor space.
But I'm assuming they could still go outside in spacesuits, though, can they?
Well, I mean, yeah, but what are you going to do outside?
Walk around, stretch your legs.
Nice. I just feel like if you had to compose a pros and cons list about the benefits of Earth, you'd find yourself having one hell of a long list on Earth and then a very short one for Mars.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's there's less fun things to do on Mars. And how about we leave it at that? None of us are going to go.
We talked you out of it. Good. All right. Who's going to? At least you can do the next podcast.
Okay, I'm not going to look, guys. Don't worry. I'm not going to go anymore. Or
we need someone to.
Fuck you. After this conversation, I want you to
cancel
go.
my ticket. Cancel my ticket. I want my money back.
We need some later on the beach when we've got our one axe and three guys there with no clothes on.
God, it reminds me of a movie. But look, let's end it there. Let's end it there.
Probably
all right,
a safe idea.
That's all, folks. Jump onto themadgamers.com. From there, you can gain access to chat. There's forums there. You can jump on, speak to like-minded people. There's also a link where you can post a comment, something you would like us to talk about on Mad Chat. If you have an interest in that, jump onto the forums, leave that there. There's also links to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/madgamers269, and to the twitch.tv/madgamers269. Thanks again, Hayden.
Yep. Cheers.
Mike, what's your Twitter, Mike?
Yo, it is Mad Gamers 69 on the Twitters.
Thank you, co-host Mike. Now I am Sam. You can get in touch with me on @MadGamersSam. I appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Catch you on the flip side, guys. Bye.